Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Rafael Dos Anjos has recently come out and said he believes his hopes for a title shot are now over, and for future fights he will only be looking to face off against veteran opponents. Dos Anjos recently tweeted, "I had my last title run, and now it's time to fight people that motivate me to wake up and train. I have almost 8 hours of octagon time, give me a veteran for a change. I would love to fight guys like Jim Miller, Jorge Masvidal, or get my rematch with Tony Ferguson or Guida." Arman Sarukian replied to this tweet from Dos Anjos saying, "Since RDA turned down the fight with me, I expect to take his place in the rankings on next week's update. If you don't want to defend your ranking, you should give up your spot. I can lead by example by defending my spot against Jalen Turner." As Friday has just passed, we're all eager for Dana White's latest concoction. This week, however, Suga Sean O'Malley takes over. Here's the clip.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday here at UFC headquarters, and today we're trying a traditional Russian dish, herring under a fur coat. Start with a layer of cooked shredded potatoes, chopped pickled herrings, cooked shredded carrots, and roasted beets. Next, add a layer of beets mixed with mayonnaise and top it off with chopped egg. Not too sure what to expect. Actually, a little nervous here. I don't really know what kind of texture it's gonna have. I'll try to get a little bit of everything in there. Here we go. Tastes like something Russians would eat. I wouldn't pick it over a cheeseburger, I'll tell you that much. Don't even really want to swallow it, if I'm being honest.
On a recent episode of the Believe You Me podcast, Anthony Smith joins Bisping to discuss USADA's testing protocols following Paulo Costa's recent lash out against the organization. Here's the clip.
Now, but USADA showed up to his hotel room at 6 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of a weight cut, and Costa was talking crazy. And Dana came out and he was horrified to hear of that and said it'll never happen again, something along those lines, right?
Yeah, I think he said it was never going to happen again to any UFC fighter ever. And I don't understand, for a couple reasons here. I don't understand why they would do that. One, you're not going to pee in a cup at 6 in the morning the night before a weigh-in. Definitely not Paulo Costa, because he cuts hard. So you're not getting any pee out of any fight. No one's urinating in a cup at 6 in the morning that's cutting weight in the UFC. It's just not. We don't have it. It's just not in us.
Yep.
And if you're drawing blood,
it's not physically possible.
Right. And if you're drawing blood, it's like, and they need a lot too. It's not like it's a really small amount. So, and if they're drawing blood, when you're that dehydrated and sucked up, your veins are hard to get to anyways. Like even when,
that's a really good point.
When we used to, when they still had before the IVs were banned, it would take me 3 or 4 hours of like Pedialyte and water and Gatorades to get hydrated just enough so that I could get the IV, because it was I was so sucked up and my veins were so small and hard to get to. They're probably digging in that poor guy's arm for an hour trying to find a vein, especially him because of how hard he cuts. So I think that's the whole deal is an actual move.
Petr Yan is scheduled to take on Sean O'Malley at UFC 280 here in a few months. Yan recently took to social media to share a short clip of his training. Former UFC welterweight Mike Perry has had a great start to his career in the bare knuckle fighting championship, going 2-0 with his recent win over Michael Venom Page. Perry recently took to social media to give Jon Jones a call out, insisting he comes over to BKFC to fight him there. Here's what Perry had to say. "The thing about being a real fighter, and then you got gloves on. My whole career I had gloves on, and then it's like, oh, this bare knuckle stuff is a big deal now, and it's real fighters fighting bare knuckle like a real fight. It's so invigorating. It's so real. I know some real fighters who are definitely intrigued about it. I think Jon Jones is intrigued by it. I saw a video of him hitting mitts bare knuckle, and he just loves to fight. So do I. So any fighter who really wants to challenge themselves, I haven't seen Jon Jones in a while, so if Jon Jones wants to come beat me up in bare knuckle, I'm down. That's my boy. I love Jon Jones, but I love fighting, man. I want to fight the best. What do you think about Mike's invite? While it seems unlikely, would you like to see Jon Jones in a bare knuckle fight? Let us know in the comments. In a recent interview, Brandon Moreno lets us know who he thinks will take the victory in the upcoming fight between Nate Diaz and Khamzat Chimaev.
Who do you think is going to win, Nate Diaz or Khamzat Chimaev?
You know what, I mean, it's a hard fight for Nate. I mean, I know that Khamzat is very tough right now. He's young, he's in his moment, he's on fire right now. Nate is like, he want to go like out of the company and watch another view. I mean, if he can, I feel, being very honest with you, if he can keep the fight in the feet, he have a huge possibility because, I mean, he's very long, his boxing is amazing, you know, but I mean, I understand Khamzat is a real problem.
Do you think there's going to be a Stockton slap?
That's for sure. That is 100%, for sure. Any single place, maybe in the ground, the feet, whatever, but yeah, for sure.
Belal Muhammad has come to the aid of Kamaru Usman after Conor McGregor and Jake Paul both took to Twitter to mock the Nigerian after his KO last weekend by Leon Edwards. McGregor posted to social media mocking Usman after his KO loss, whereas Jake Paul took to Twitter to mock Usman in a tweet saying, 4 LOLs, with a caption on the picture saying, Jakey Paulie easy fight. Belal Muhammad said that both Conor and Jake are pathetic and believes that Conor should know better as he has been beaten in a UFC title fight. Belal said, when you're seeing guys like that, even Conor McGregor, you know how it feels to lose in a championship fight. You know how it feels to lose in front of your family. Just seeing Usman's daughter in there and how she broke down. It's heartbreaking, and you know what it takes to get in there if you're Conor McGregor. But if you're Jake Paul, you don't know what it is to get in there. These guys that kick someone when they're down, it just shows what kind of person they are. They're just looking for that attention. Conor McGregor's looking for that attention. Jake Paul's looking for that attention. Jake Paul is just trying to change the narrative. He's a guy that's like, oh, I can sell 1 million pay-per-views. Oh, this guy didn't want to fight me at 185, so his whole show got canceled because he's not as big a draw as he thinks he is. It didn't sell out. I think it was ticket sales. He can come up with any excuse he wants, but it shows this guy is a straight up loser, and the fact that he's kicking a guy when he's down like that, it tells you more about them. But that's the world we live in now. It's going to come back to all these people, especially a guy like Conor McGregor, who literally hasn't won a fight in 5 years. All you can do is tweet when a big fight card is coming up. You don't have anybody screaming your name anymore, and that's what you want the most. It's kind of pathetic where these guys are now. In a recent interview, Isreal Adesanya says his fight against Yoel Romero was the lowest point in his MMA career. It's not the Yan fight, surprisingly. Like I said, dare to be great. If I'm being honest, the Yoel Romero fight, because that was the first time people were just like, boring. He had another fight after me and he did the same thing. The smart people were like, Isreal was right. He's doing the exact same thing, because he knew if he made a move against me the wrong way, I was going to catch him. Bits of this reared its ugly head later on, but I squash it now because I'm a dog and I know how to handle it. But after that fight, I was like, I was fighting and he was just standing there. Why are you blaming me? That's why this now, I'm like, whatever. I know what I'm gonna do. But that was my first time where I felt kind of yuck. I hate to say it. The fans turned on me in a way, where I was like, what now? They're saying I'm boring. Did you not watch the one before this? The one before that? That's why in that Costa fight, I had a chip on my shoulder and I was just like, watch this. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.